Okay. Alright. Alright, so that's the camp we just left. Let's head out. Let's see here. Oh, let's see what's this. Hear a story. These men lean against the wall of the hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You hear this one before. They launch into a group recitation of shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops. Oh, yeah, this is the first story we heard. Interrupting one another in their excitement. Tell it. Wait a second. You recognize the story. It's the story of the women arrested for bootlegging. Someone added it in the meantime. Oh, yeah? What do you think? Okay. As one of the men eyes bright. What do you think really happened? Of course. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but damn, it sounds wild. Move on. Okay. Let's take the... What is this? This, hop on a train. Hop a train. Ooh. Okay. As you hop off a boxcar, you suddenly feel a heavy hand off the railroad. Pull on your car shoulder. Now, where'd you come from? He asks, in a way that indicates he doesn't care. You don't mess with the Union Pacific cars. The beating that ensues is efficient and brutal. Oh, jeez. Okay. Pittsburgh. Hear a story. You spend a while in a cool shade at the gas station. You notice 3 kids sitting beside their family car while their parents argue loudly with the cashier inside. The children seem embarrassed. You see the oldest brother lean over and distract his siblings with a story. Listen in. He starts telling them a story about the spirit of the buffalo. Oh, yeah! Which must run each year to protect its kind from extinction. You realize it's almost instantly he's telling the new version of the tale of the spectral riders who hunt the ghosts of the buffalo, but with the new, exciting, over-the-top details. He tells it well. When the parents come stomping furiously out of the gas station, you make yourself scarce, missing the end of the boy's story. But the part you heard is definitely easy to remember. It'll stick with you for a while. Move on. That's great. What are those? Coyotes? Search.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
Sure.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar. Thanks, he mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So where are you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going, either.
Why is that?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. The damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
The last bottle of Armagnac. Very cool. Well, okay, we're gonna head out this way. Into Chicago.
It's the midday. And yet this whole neighborhood is eerily quiet. Everyone seems to have retreated into their homes as if warned of something. You soon realize what? The reciprocating sound of a Thompson gun, emptying its drum.
Uh-oh. Run for cover.
You get behind a car, putting the engine block between you and the sound. But it's muffled, coming from inside a building. You're in no danger, you think. So you allow yourself a peek above the black hull of the car.
Look.
And running down the cobblestone street, a man in fine, blood-spattered clothes. He has his hands out, mouth open, screaming something. But you don't catch what he says. He's drowned out by gunfire, and his body slumps to the ground.
Keep watching.
The men responsible, 3 abreast in dark overcoats and wide hats, walk up to him to check on the body. The smallest of the 3 has a nervous energy about him. People are gonna see us, boss. People ain't gonna see nothing. Not on these streets.
Yeesh. Move on.
The girl tilts her basket away to hide whatever's inside. You want to see what I got? I'm not telling. She raises her eyebrows, encouraging you to pry further. This girl is either very confident or too young to know shyness.
Show interest.
Got you hooked. Too easy. She twists her lips to one side, mimicking a more adult, thoughtful gesture. I'll tell you what. I'll show you what's in the basket if you do something for me.
Okay, I'll do.
Excellent. I want you to kill my
Oh
mother.
my god.
She looks to check if you're paying attention, then points to a figure working at the other end of the field. She's boring. She keeps making me work when I want to play. The girl bursts into peals of laughter. She doubles over the basket, laughing so hard she's barely able to stand. When she can speak again, she says, You should have seen your face. You really should. She beckons you over, shows you her basket.
Lift the cloth.
3 kittens snuggle up at the bottom.
Ah.
They're barely old enough to open their eyes. Ma gave them to me for being good. I've called them Badb, Matcha, and Anand, after a story Nana told me. She preens. I'm very clever, you know.
Move on. Okay. It burns. Oh.
I've met a lot of people like you on this road.
Okay.
There's something you want from it, isn't there?
Sure.
A desire that scratches and scrapes away at the sides of your body. Does being out here feed that part of you? It's that way for me. Living in a state of motion, resting nowhere, returning to no one. I've been a wandering ghost for a while now, and I'll be that way for some time to come. But that's a fate I should have known I was in for. I'm a poet, after all. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that? The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry?
Sure.
The space you give to love is the same space you open yourself up for potential harm. That's an old truism, and I'd read all about that kind of thing from an early age. So, it's not like it should have been a surprise to me. Still, I wasn't prepared for how much it all going sideways hurt me as much as it did.
Huh.
The way I felt about Silas wasn't like anything I could remember feeling before. The whiplash from that is why I'm out here by myself now.
Okay.
I need an optimistic story right now. Something to put a smile on my face. Can you think of any like that?
Sure.
That's a good one. We do reach up like that, towards hope. I had a family. We were close. Me and Jess and Deborah, even Pauline. We had a shared goal in the world. When I think about any of them now, though, I can feel poison rising in my chest.
Yeesh.
They didn't do anything wrong. They're all still grand folks. It's just that the situation with Silas ruined my attitude towards them, too. Being jilted plays a mean trick on your capacity for love. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. You know any stories like that? I'm afraid I don't get the joke.
Okay.
Joy. I've had joy in my life. I used to be part of a group of mad prophets, rabble-rousers, channelers of holy knowledge. We'd get a couple gallons of wine, bring them over to our friend Pauline's house. Then we'd shout these incandescent verses to each other, to the land and the sky. We were loud late into the night. What good would those words do if they didn't reach the heavens? I miss the old group. I really do. I still have that image in my head. Pauline's house, the poets, Jess, me. But on top of them all, there's Silas. In my memory, he looms, he haunts. You ever meet someone so far above everyone else? It's like they were from a different plane altogether. That was him. A divine presence among normal human beings.
Okay.
Silas was part of the group, but at the same time, he wasn't. He was better than any of us. Wiser, gentler, stronger. We all held him in respect. We were in awe of his power as a writer, in reverence for the beauty of his soul. I still love him. Look, I'm headed out this way. If you find yourself out there, maybe we'll meet again.
Okay. Oh, is there another one?
Where are you headed now?
You were right there.
I'm thinking about getting out to the coast again. I want to get to Frisco and gaze upon the Pacific Ocean like in days past. Contemplation of water is an ancient healing practice, you know? The vastness of the sea makes the personal wounds we suffer seem small in comparison. That's the theory, anyway. Silas told me that once. Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. That one was like getting locked out in the cold with nothing but your sorrow. I liked it. When you fight authority, don't believe in the romanticism of being an outcast or a rebel. I did that once. It's a mistake. Don't think you're going to escape society's judgment no matter how strongly you believe you're in the right. In the end, what people thought of us affected us even while we pretended it didn't. I think that was too much to bear, even for Silas. Have you heard any scary stories in your travels? Tell me one. I want to shiver. Words are power, friend. So, use them carefully. My first tip, avoid the maudlin.
I don't know what that means.
You have a lot to be sad about? Come and join me. Be a writer. Or, even better, be a poet. It takes a special kind of fool to become a poet. Writing poetry won't make your sadness go away, nor will your problems be solved. But at least you'll be able to look back and know how you felt, because there's a record of it. Alone, out here, I spend too much time inside my own head. Can you tell me a hopeful story to lighten my mood?
Hopefully.
I like that one. Makes me feel the way Silas used to in the old days. Is love a spiritual failing? Silas was interested in Zen, and sometimes he would talk about cutting off desires, breaking away from attachments to forms. The irony isn't lost on me that I've failed so completely at this, especially as it regards him. Is he so spiritually accomplished that he can do that about me? Does he just sit there in his perfect meditation, feeling no desire, needing no one? If so, then why is he with someone right now? Sometimes I want to hear a sadness that resonates with my own. Do you know any stories like that? The tragedy in that story, it's real. Have you ever tried writing poetry? A free mind ponders all subjects without fear. A free soul expresses its spirit without restraint. Silas had that kind of freedom once, or I thought he did. Something changed in him, though, and he began to shrink away from that. He became introspective and morose. What happened? In darker moments, I wonder if Pauline turned him against me. No, that's just my imagination. That reminded me of the kind of thing I used to write in school, just to be shocking. Fortune. Pauline once told me I was lucky to be alive. How thankful should I be for that? She said it was hard on her to watch me put myself in these troublesome situations. Somehow that didn't help, and I got upset with her, even though I knew she just wanted to help. I still feel betrayed by her. Here's the sun, and my time to go. I've got to get an early start. My next leg takes me down the road this way. I'll be looking for some new sights, for some new clarity. But I suppose I'll be carrying Pauline and Silas around with me there too. That's no kind of clarity. Is that a spiritual failure? Or is it a natural thing? Perhaps more likely, though, I won't